Here's my worksheet for solving one-step equations and solving two-step equations. So let's go through it. Remember the key things with these problems, you want to do the inverse operation. You want to get rid of addition, you subtract. If you want to get rid of subtraction, you add. You want to get rid of multiplication, you divide. And then you want to get rid of division, you multiply. Before we do that though, let's do a quick review from our last lesson. 5x plus 3x, it's going to be 8x. We're just going to add the numbers. Since they're both x's, we just add them up. 8x. Keep in mind, no 8x squared, just 8x. Over here, I can only add the n's together. 4n minus 5n is negative 1n. They're different signs, so you subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1, and then you keep the sign of the bigger number. So negative 1n, or just negative n. And then 9m is still there. We generally go alphabetical order. So like here, I'm going to add the a's together. And then we're also going to add the b's together. 2a plus 8a is 10a. And then we're going to add that to the b's. And 4b plus 2b is 6b. There we go. Okay, so now that we're using, let's start solving some of these. So x plus 4 equals 10. Here's our line. We're going to do the opposite of plus 4, so I'm going to go minus 4 on each side. So x equals 6. Done. You can check your work. You plug 6 in. Let's check our work on a couple of these. So check. I'm going to substitute 6 in for my x. So 6 plus 4 equals 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. So it does work. I'm not going to do it a lot. I'll do it a couple of times just to show you. The next one, right? We want to get, here's our equal sign. So we want to do the same thing to both sides. I'm going to get rid of the negative 7. Opposite of minus 7 is plus 7. So you get n equals 5. Down here, negative 8 equals y plus 3. Here's my equal sign. I want to get rid of the positive 3, so we're going to do the opposite. We're going to subtract 3 from both sides. Right here, they're both negative. Anytime you have the same sign, you just add them. So negative 8 and negative 3, add them up. 8 plus 3 is 11. Negative 11. On this side, here's my equal sign. Get rid of that negative 6. We're going to add 6 to both sides. So I get 21 equals x. There we go. Next to this one, same idea. We want to get rid of that negative 3. So let's add 3 to both sides. Those cancel out. N equals negative 11 plus 3. Different sign. Subtract. 11 minus 3 is 8. And the negative is bigger, so negative 8. Let's go to this one. Ooh, it's actually a two-step problem, but we'll talk about that later. So first you want to get rid of the 7 here. So that's a positive 7. He doesn't say it. Positive. So minus 7 both sides. Those cancel out. I get negative x. And then over here, negative 9, negative 7. Add them together. They're both negatives. So you just get more. Negative 16. And this is what I mean. It's actually a two-step problem. We gotta get rid of that negative x. So that's a negative 1 in front. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. And we get positive x equals negative 16 divided by negative 1 is just 16. So x just equals 16. Over here, 5x plus 35. In this case, we're multiplying. Opposite of multiplying is dividing. So still a line here. Let's get rid of that 5. We're going to divide both sides by 5. X equals 35 divided by 5 is 7. Same thing over here. There's my divider. What I would do to one side, I do the other side. We're going to divide by negative 6. N equals 42 divided by negative 6 is negative 7. Now, remember, multiplying and dividing is different than adding and subtracting, like with negatives. In this case, a positive divided by negative is a negative. 2 negatives make a positive, 1 negative makes a negative. That's when you multiply and divide. Over here, I'm actually going to rewrite this to make it look a little nicer. That is x over 4 equals negative 7. So in this case, we're dividing by 4. So we're going to do opposite. Opposite divide is the multiply. So we're going to multiply by both sides by 4. And a lot of times, I like to put this 4 over 1, because it's over 1 if you don't see it. And that way, in this case, on the left, these cancel. You just get x. On the right, this is over 1 also. It's just negative 7 times 4. That's negative 28. And moving on to this one. Same idea. I'm not going to rewrite this time. But this is y divided by 3. So we're going to do the opposite. Instead of dividing by 3, let's multiply both sides by 3. That would cancel with that one. Because again, this is on top, this is on bottom. Negative 9 times 3 is negative 27. So there we go. 11. Let's get rid of that negative 8 in front of it. So these are multiplying. We're going to divide both sides by negative 8. And we get x equals 3. Over here, well, let's divide both sides by 16. N equals 64 by 16 is 4. A little tougher. Well, that part of it. Okay, let's do some mixed solving one-step equation mixed practice. So these get a little uglier, basically. It's like this one right here. Just for the sake of it, let me write it. This is negative 1n over 4 equals negative 5. So just like before, we're dividing by 4. That's what the 1/4 is. So it's the opposite. Times it by 4. And that gets me negative n equals negative 20. And then we're not done. So we have a negative n. So we're going to divide by negative 1. And you get n equals 20. So again, that's more of a two-step one. Over here, same idea. I'm actually going to do this one twice. I'll do it 2 ways. Let's do it. Let me rewrite it so we can kind of see it nicer. I'm going to do it this way first. So we could take this as a two-step equation. Let's get rid of that 3 in the bottom. So the opposite of that would be multiplying by 3. Over here, they cancel. You get 3 times 24, which is 72, equals negative 2x. And then once you get here, you can just divide by that negative 2. Again, more of a two-step equation this way. And you get negative 36 equals x. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it's a little cleaner, a little faster. If you have this, I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of negative 2/3. Reciprocal is this where you flip it upside down. So this is going to become negative 3 over 2, negative 3 over 2. And to help us out, again, I like to put this over 1 if I'm not sure. So put that over 1. Now on this right side, everything cancels out. The 3 and the 3 cancel out, the 2 and the 2, the negatives cancel out. You just get x. Here's my line. I should put the line. On this side, it's negative 3 times 24. So that's negative 72 like we did before over 2. Then you can reduce it. Negative 36 equals x. You can also cross cancel here. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. Either way that works. Right? You get the same answer either way. Oh, we're not done with this one. 15. Let me write it. I think this looks nicer if I rewrite it. So I get something like that. So you can see here, hopefully, we're dividing by 3. So you want to do the opposite. We're going to multiply both sides by 3. These cancel. You get x equals negative 24. So like that. Okay, a little bit more mix. So in this one, some of these are going to be ugly. This one's fine. We want to get, here's our equal sign. We're going to get rid of that 5 because you always want the variable by itself. So minus 5 from both sides. I get n equals negative 25 and negative 5 are both negatives. So just add them up. Negative 30. Over here, 9n equals negative 1. We're multiplying, so we're going to do the opposite here. We're going to divide by 9. And that's going to be 10 times 9 is 90, so 18 more than that, so 12. N equals negative 12. This one's an easy one. It's minus a from both sides. Boom, 16 equals v. Done. I mean, I probably should be checking my work on some of these. I'm going to do this one. Over here, divide by 4. I get 12 over 4 is negative 3 equals x. I haven't checked my work in a while. Let me check my work. So all we do when we check our work is we're going to plug our answer in for x. So instead of the x here, we're going to substitute in negative 3. And hopefully, if you did it correctly, you get the same answer. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. So yeah. This one, decimals, kind of suck. But we solve it the exact same way. The numbers suck. The math's the same. So I'm going to get x by itself. Let's get rid of that negative 5/4. Do the opposite. Add 5/4. 5.4. I don't know what 5/4 is about. Add 5.4 to both sides. Like that. Those cancel. X equals 5.4 minus 3.2. It's a little tough. I'm going to rewrite it here so you can see it. When you subtract decimals, I mean, you could use a calculator also. You want to line up the decimal. And I'm probably to borrow. So this is a 0. 0 doesn't subtract 6, so I got to borrow. Well, it's more like 40 to minus 26 is going to be. Let's just do it the correct way, though. Let me borrow. 10 minus 6 is 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. 5 minus 3 is 2. So that is my answer. Decimals. Over here I have fractions. So let me rewrite so we can see it. The 4/5 equals x plus 1/2. Again, the math's the same. The numbers get a little uglier. We're going to subtract off. We want to get the x by itself. We're going to subtract off that 1/2. Now, if you forgot how to subtract fractions, let me do it over here. You want a common denominator. So 5 and 2 would both, they don't go into anything, so 10. You can multiply them together. So they have no LCD, that's not just multiplying them. So if I want these both to be 10 on the bottom, I'm going to multiply this side by 2 over 2 and multiply this side by 5 over 5. So I get 8 over 10 minus 5 over 10, which gets me 3 over 10. And that's my answer here. That's what my x equals. Let's move on. Ooh, a little DOK, deeper thinking here. Error analysis. The student solved negative 8x equals negative 24 by dividing both sides by negative 8 and got x equals negative 3. I didn't find the mistake and give the correct solution. They did the right step. The divided by negative 8 is correct. So here's our line, or divide by both sides by -8. What they messed up here is here. In -24 by -8, when you divide, unlike adding and subtracting, when you're dividing, two negatives make a positive. So I should have got 3. So the mistake was, when you divide two negative numbers, you get a positive number. So that was our mistake. Okay, next one. Justify. Explain why the equation negative x equals 7 does not have a solution of x equals 7. Well, operation must be applied to both sides, and why does it change the sign? So they're saying, why is this not just x equals 7? Well, because this has a -1 in front, we just got to divide both sides by -1, and that gets us x equals -7. So we must divide both sides by -1. There we go. Okay, let's move on. Now we're gonna go more two-step equations. Now this is our first little part here. Now when you solve a two-step equation, reminder here, you want to use addition. You want to undo addition, subtraction first, and then undo multiplication, division. I always think about it like you got to get the extra stuff out first. I don't want to have this +1. You don't work your way outside in basically. So this one's a guided example. So they subtracted one from both sides. So they want us to figure this out. 7 minus 1 would be 6. So we have that. And then to get rid of the 3 here, we have to divide both sides by 3. That's what they want us to put here. And that gets us 6 divided by 3 is 2. Like that. Then we could check our work. Remember, the way you check your work is you just plug it in the solution. So I'm substituting x equals 2 right there. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 6. So it does. Oops, sorry. 6 plus 1 is 7. So it does work out. So 7. Okay, so that's the idea. Let's solve a couple. So like this first one here. Here's my equal sign. There's my line. First you want to get rid of is that -4. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to add 4 to both sides. You get 3x. Equal sign stays where it is. 17 plus 4 is 21. And now we just got to get rid of the 3. So we're going to divide both sides by 3. And you get x equals 7. Done. Over here, same idea. Here's my equal sign. There's a line. We're going to subtract 8 from both sides. First, you always get rid of the x's first. Leave the x for last. Those cancel. I get 2x equals, is that 19? We can get a fraction answer here. Now we're going to divide both sides by 2. And nothing we could do. It's just our answer. X equals 19 over 2. Or about 9.5. I'm fine with fractions. The next one, same concept. I'm just going to put a line right there. I want to get the n by itself last, right? So that's what you want. You're trying to get that by itself. So let's get rid of that 12. It's a positive 12, so we're going to subtract 12 from both sides. These cancel out. These two are both negative. -18 minus 12. When you add and subtract, if they're both the same sign, you just add them. So I'm going to get -18 plus -12 is -30. Equal sign stays. Bring down the 5n. Now we're just going to divide both sides by 5. So -6 equals n. Right there. Okay, one over here. Equal sign. I want to get the -2n by itself, so we got to get rid of that 8. That 8 is positive, so we're going to do -8 from both sides. Those cancel out. I get -2n equals -12. Now we're going to divide both sides by the 2. I'm trying to get the n by itself, so divide both sides by -2. Those cancel. We get n equals. Now again, we're dividing this time, so negative divided by negative is a positive. 12 divided by -12 divided by -2 is +6. And I should check my work. I haven't checked my work in a while. Let's check our work. So we start off with 8 minus 2n equals -4. I know n is 6, so we're going to plug that in for the n here. 8 minus 12, 2 times equals -4. 8 minus 12 is -4. So it does work. Checking our work for the win. Okay, next one, let's keep on solving it. And we want to get rid of the 7. We want to keep this for last. So -7 both sides. You get 4n equals -10. Then we're going to divide both sides by 4, get the n by itself. So you get n equals -10 over 4. Now that is the correct answer. We could reduce this though, especially if my writing is nicer. All the same. These are both even, so we can actually reduce it. We're going to divide both of them top and bottom by 2. So we get -10 divided by 2 is -5. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then I cannot reduce it. These have nothing in common. I can't reduce anything further. So my complete answer is -5 over 2. Okay, next one over here. Equal sign down there. we want to keep the 3n by itself at the very end. We try to get a square root of this 12. So we're going to minus 12 from both sides. Those are gone. I set the negative 3n on this side. 27 minus 12 is 15. So the equal sign. And then we just gotta get rid of the, when I get the n by itself, so divide by negative 3. Those are out. I get n equals 15 divided by negative 3. Remember, positive divided by negative is a negative. So I get negative 5. There's my solution. Okay. Next one, ooh, a little mix. We're trying to bridge what we did last time, what we're doing this time. So we're still going to solve these. Let's go a little deeper. So first thing here we want to do is add up like terms. So 2x plus 3x, we're going to add them up. And you get 5x equals 25. And then we just divide by 5. So x is going to equal 5. Over here, there's actually two ways to do this one. I'll do it both ways. Way one, I think a lot of people do, is they distribute. So you get 3x minus 3 equals 12. And once you get down here, you just solve it. It's a two-step equation. So we're just going to go plus 3, 3x equals 15. And then we're just going to divide by 3. X equals 5. The other way you could do it is instead of distributing, is you could go, what if I divide both sides by 3 first? You do that also. These will cancel. You get x minus 1 equals total by 3 is 4. Then from here, it's a one-step equation. Add 1 on both sides. X equals 5. Same answer either way. So two different ways to do it. Same answer. Okay, over here. Again, before you do anything, you always want to, step 1 is always simplify if you can. So here I could add the x's together. 4x minus 1x is 3x. So 3x plus 5 equals 17. And now it's a normal problem. Line goes there. We want to get the x by itself, so subtract that 5 from both sides. 3x equals 12, and then divide by 3. X equals 4. Okay, over here, this one, again, we want to get the x by itself, so you want to get rid of the excess thing. So I'm going to get rid of this 4 here first. That's my first goal. So let's get rid of that 4. These cancel, I get 2x plus 3 equals 14. Now from here you can do it any way you want. You can distribute, you could divide by 2. Either way works for you. I'm going to divide by 2. It's a little cleaner. Then we just minus 3 from both sides. X equals 4. Again, you can also distribute it and then solve afterwards. It's the exact same answer. Okay, last few. We have a fraction one. Again, when it's a fraction decimal, the math doesn't change. It looks uglier. It definitely does look uglier, but the math does not change. So I rewrote it. To solve this, here's my equal sign. We want to get the x by, so I gotta get rid of that positive 3. So sorry, I gotta get rid of that minus 3 there. So we're gonna add 3 to both sides. So we're gonna have gone x over 2 equals 11. 8 plus 3. So we have this. I want to get the x by itself, so I gotta get rid of that 2 there. These are being divided, so you do the opposite. Multiply. That way these cancel out, and you get x equals 11 times 2, which is 22. Again, you can always check your work. Plug 22 in. 22 divided by 2 is 11. 11 minus 3 is 8. Over here, again, decimals, fractions, same thing. It's math's the same, this looks uglier. I'm trying to get the x by itself, so I gotta get rid of the 5.3 here. So that's a positive, let's minus it. Those are gonna get negative 2.5x equals 4.8 minus 5.3. It's me a negative 2.5, 1.5, negative 0.5. Almost did it wrong. Negative 0.5, like that. Again, you can do calculator, you can do by hand. If I was doing by hand, I had to switch it, flip it around, and then like borrowed. So that's how it worked. And I get here, you just gotta divide it. So even more ugly. Let's divide by negative 2.5. And notice again, I divided from this side, not the bigger number, whatever's next to the x. You're trying to get the x by itself, so I gotta get rid of this guy. So divide by negative 2.5. 2 negatives make a positive, so I get 0.5 over 2.5. That's the same thing as, let's do it the proper way. How would I simplify this? Well, they both have a decimal. So we'll move it over 1 spot. If I do this to the bottom, I get to the top. So we're gonna get 5 over 25, like that. And then I can reduce this. They all divide by 5, so let's do that. Divide the top and the bottom by 5. You get 1 over 5. And that's my answer here, 1/5. X equals 1/5. Okay, last little part here, real life application problem. A taxi charges $3 pickup fee plus $2 per mile. A ride costs $17 total. Write a two-step equation to represent the situation, then solve it to find how many miles were traveled. So I'm not sure how much we talked about this already. A taxi charges $3 pickup fee plus $2 per mile. The per mile is important. Anytime you see the per, that's your X. So this is going to be $3 plus $2 per mile. So this is our initial fee. So like our y-intercept, and we're adding $2 per mile. So each mile we're going to add to X. We know how many miles we have. And then we know the ride costs $17 total. So it's going to equal 17. So that's our equation. Now we just solve it. That was the hard part. Now we just got to solve it. So there's my equal sign. I want to get the X by itself. So minus 3. So 2x equals 14. And then we just divide by 2. X equals 7. It is an application problem, so let's answer in words. The question was, how many miles was traveled? 7 miles were traveled. So there we go. Last couple, a little more DOK. Error analysis. To solve 2x plus 8 equals 27. Student first divided both sides by 2. That's wrong. Then subtracted 4. Explain why this breaks the reverse PEMDAS rule. So yeah, right when we're solving, we talked about it. When you simplify, we follow PEMDAS. When you solve, you go backwards. So we have to go in reverse PEMDAS. So that's why you add or subtract. First, you want to get the X by itself. So we want, when solving, we want to add or subtract first to isolate the variable. Okay, so like that. Explain and then solve correctly. So I have to solve it correctly. Minus 8 minus 8. Oh, it's gonna be a fraction. 2x equals 19 divided by 2. X equals 19 over 2. I feel like we might have done that problem already, just without the words. Justify for 7 minus 3/4 x equals negative 5. Let me write that like that. Does it matter whether you subtract 7 first or multiply by 4/3 first? Try both orders and show you're working for each and explain which approach more effective why. Okay, let's do this. So they want me to do both of them. Okay, I guess let's do the first one. Subtract 7 first. So that's minus 7 from both sides. These will cancel. I get negative 3/4 x equals negative 12. And then I'll have to get rid of this. Let's do the pro way. Multiply by the reciprocal, negative 4/3. Again, this is over 1 if you're not sure. These would cancel out. And then over here, negative 12 times negative 4 is positive 48. 48 divided by 3 is 16. A little easier way to do that. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times negative 4 is 16. So I get 16 as the answer, and that is the correct way of doing it. This one wants you to multiply by 4/3 first. So they want us to multiply everything by 4/3. That's going to be ugly and wrong. Wrong. So it's going to be ugly and multiply everything by 4/3. So 7 times 4/3 is going to be something like a fraction. 5 times 4/3 is like a fraction. This will be 1. That'll work out nicely. But it's wrong. Remember, like we talked about, you got to do reverse PEMDAS. First thing I do is get rid of 7. So this is not the right way of doing it. That's the video.